Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel as today we drive down to Milpitas, California to take on the challenging Bayview Golf Club. After driving up 2 miles straight of hill, the first and last thing you'll see is what the name entails, the view of the bay. According to Golf Now, this is the lowest rated 18-hole course in the bay, and today we're going to see if the comments are accurate. I was able to play this day Friday morning, where before 8 a.m. you are able to get an early bird rate at only $50. However, for the video, we're going to look at the majority of golfers on a primetime weekend rate, $95 with a cart. The best part about this course has to be the views, and you'll get to see the best view, I think, on hole 4. Majority of the golfers that do play this course end up saying the pace of play is horrendous and the slope of some of the fairways and greens are unplayable. The second hole is a long uphill par 5 that looks narrow in person. I was lucky enough to find my tee shot off the tee, but for my second shot, not so much. We had the second tee time of the day and ending up finishing this course in about 4.5 hours on a Friday morning. This is the first time I played this course, and the group I played with said that it's never this bad. As of friendliness, this was probably my favorite group I've ever been paired with, as the vibes were high and we were helping each other out. Third hole is the first par 3 with a blind landing zone over the bunker. I would like to thank 18 Birdies, as they are not sponsoring this video, but I use it all the time and it helps me scoring and gets to know the course. Remember the last hole, how sloped it is? Can someone tell me what I could have done better on this? 2 bounces in the rough? I wish I could say that on purpose, but we all know that's not the case. And was lucky enough for it not to roll all the way back down to the tee box. Golf Now describes this course as a local knowledge course, and there are unique tee shots that if you have not played here you may be lost. This hole is one of them. Here I hit a low hook with my 2-iron and missed the fairway to the right, and just wait to see where this ball ended up. I initially thought it was perfect, with it rolling back down off the slope into the middle of the fairway.
Yeah. 2-iron. I had been struggling with driver, like I hook my driver, it goes 20 yards.
However, I was beyond disappointed to find out that my ball was left of the fairway in the trees. This shot called for a low cut, and that is something I do not have in my bag. Another local knowledge tip on this hole, everything slopes to the left, including the green. This one landed probably about 10 feet to the left of the pin and ended up rolling all the way down to the left side of the green. Almost off of it.
That would have been nice 5 seconds ago. Oh.
Try to stay positive as I channeled my inner High School Musical and pushed it to the limit. And got scared to death over this putt and left this putt short, tapping in for a double bogey. Going from that hole to probably my favorite hole on the course is a downhill par 3 with bunkers and slopes guarding the front and right side of the green. They had a sucker pin today on the far right side and everything right was dead. This course does have some amazing holes, for example this being one of them, and then other holes, like for example hole number 4, it makes you scratch your head and have a better chance to find Bigfoot than to hit the fairway or I wanted to play this course in the morning because from what I've seen on YouTube, there are some holes you do not know if there are people in front of you. This hole, anything past the tree on the left, drops off and it's just a guessing game. I can see why this hole causes backup, as you cannot see anything from the tee box. After this horrific approach shot, I'm just happy not to find this ball in the bunker. Here did not want to be short, aired on the long side, but probably was a little too cautious on that. And remember when I said you can't see anything from the tee shot? This group was kind enough to give a 4 call after their tee shot just to be safe, even though it did end up being 50 yards short of the green. Here I have to settle myself for a bogey putt and a great 2 putt from back where I was. 7th hole with water and the driving range left, then a 2-iron right into perfect position. The only thing I had to worry about was hitting the 150 sign. But now you're about to learn how to make a double bogey from the center of the fairway. Step 1, trust your draw, aim to the left side of the green, and hit a fade into the bunker. Step 2, don't practice bunker shots and be upset when you miss the green. Step 3, completely misread the speed and the break. And give yourself a long look. And finally, step 4, never give the putt a chance to go in. That is golf. This hole I would have to say is the worst layout for a hole. I was happy the tee box was moved up because the tee shot from the normal tee boxes, you basically have to aim 10 feet right of the road, and if you want to hit the fairway. With the slope of the fairway rolling back down the hill, you have to be perfect with your tee shot. For my 3rd shot, I was up 2 balls in a strike and grounded this ball up the middle for a single into center field. And another example of how difficult these greens are. But hey, goldfish memory, let's get this one out of my head. Another blind tee shot, and I was aiming right of the left side tree with the draw. Am I the only one that hits the natural draw, but when I try to hit one it never works? I can't be the only one out there. If you made it this far in the video, the one thing that made me the most upset this round were the golf carts. The golf carts have a bunch of hidden boundaries where you cannot take the cart. This is so players won't take the carts on steep hills and flip their carts. It's a really good idea, however majority of the 10 times that the cart shut off on me, I was driving on the cart path either by the tee boxes or going to the next hole. My advice for if you're driving the carts is to stay on the path and lean closer to the farther side of the tee boxes.
How far is it to get over the water?
You know, it's not that much. It's probably like 260. Well, it's 260.
Okay.
Bag 9 starts with a gorgeous par 4. My playing partner is a beast who can drive the ball over 300 yards and says just 260 to carry the water, as if that's short. However, my little noodly arms don't normally have that in the tank. I was too lazy to get a new club, so I had to really fire those butt cheeks. Had to get all of this one, so I trusted the fart to give me the extra lift, but the one time my driver actually goes straight, it probably would have carried. However, ended up carrying on to road number 2 for your boy.
Driver goes straight.
So lower handicaps will normally aim for the center of the green and try and 2-putt. I play a draw, so I aim on the left side of most greens, so when it lands, it should draw to the middle of the green. However, when it fades, I'm in trouble. Downhill short-sided chip, and I am happy with the result on this one. Again, I wish I could say that on purpose, but we all know it wasn't. The 11th hole is another blind downhill tee shot, and I'm glad I was playing with the group because I did not realize there was water short of the green. A 175, 180 yard club is all you need from the gold tees with the severe downhill slope of a fairway. Any farther on this tee shot I want to have an approach into the green, however I treated that as a basketball play. You got a player denying your own player and you got to put the ball in the right area. In this case the tree was blocking the hole, ended up putting it in the right area, giving myself a 2-putt for par. 12th hole in the fairway sloping left to right. I had flashbacks to hole number 4. However, this hole slopes the opposite way, and I already accepted that I wasn't hitting the fairway. If you told me that I would only miss the fairway by a yard, I would not believe you, and I would be happy with that. But again, played for my draw and just never drew. If you did not know what the yips are, watch majority of my chips here on out. My playing partner hit what I thought was a good shot, and watch what happens to this ball as it rolls all the way back toward where my terrible chip went.
Yeah.
After seeing that, I learned I cannot miss short and tried to nuke this ball. I ended up happy where it was and just gave myself a tap-in bogey. I know it may sound like I hate this course, but in reality I actually enjoyed it. I took it as a challenge with the fairways, not that I normally hit fairways for that matter, and greens. The course does have some gems of holes, including some of my favorites 1, 5, 10, 16, and 18 coming up. I would definitely play this course again for the weekday rate. However, for the weekend rate at $95 a round, I feel like there are courses I would rather play closer and cheaper to me. Also, if you're a single golfer and you want your own cart, you would have to pay an extra $20 for your own cart. They will pair you up with a cart or pair you up with another partner to save the carts.
I've seen that in videos, but never
He just sent the
actually
tee.
seen that before.
He sent the tee, but not the ball. I wasn't watching it. It sounded like a really good shot.
The second hardest hole of the course, and here I decided to hit my best driver in the past year.
That's like perfect right there. It's gonna kick right, and then if you catch the shoot.
492 yards to the green and ended up with about 200 to the front. So I'll let you do the math. As I would like to blame this guy from preventing me from hitting a hybrid into the green, I would also like to thank them after playing this hole. Long and left is trouble, but also missing short in this pin location makes it hard to stop the ball. I would have to say, even with the water running down the right side, if you can miss pin high right, you will have a safe and fun shot depending on the pin location. Downhill look here, and all I was trying to do was get it on the green and cozy it on up there to the hole. Did that and tap in for an easy par. 15th hole, and the golf gods quickly remind me of why I don't use my driver often. This was one of the areas my cart shut off, so it put me in a great mood for this hole. Went here with the old reliable 2-iron from the white tees after my drop, ended up hitting this perfectly. Went with the little slinger and slung this one a little too much, and thank you to the tree for not having me lose 2 balls on this hole. Took a pitching wedge and just aimed for the center of the green, and did that with the slope pushing back toward the hole. And what does Bryson DeChambeau say about downhill putts? That you're more likely to make them. And whether or not, if that's true or not, I am now a believer. Probably the best bogey save of my life.
Great speed. Thank you.
With my confidence skyrocketing after that bogey save, we had a 165-yard downhill par 3 into the wind. Long and left is dead, and here I ended up sticking the green. Watched my partner give me a read, and yes, even though this is a downhill putt, even though it doesn't look like it from this angle, but it was straight downhill, pretty slippery, and moved right to left. Had the line, but just gave it a little too much pace and slid by. But can't complain again with the tap-in par. 17th hole, and unless I hit my driver like I did on 15, there is no way of getting this close to the green. I played my 2-iron and tried to lay back so I wouldn't have a pitch shot into the green. Used all my luck on that tee shot and watched the ball roll all the way from the junk to the middle of the fairway. Then it went downhill.
Oh my god.
Not even my one mulligan can save me from this disaster. As you watch me take on this daunting finishing hole, overall I had mixed emotions about this course. The course does have some holes that make you scratch your head. For example, hole 8, you basically have to hug the road with your tee shot, and the 4th hole where everything slopes to the left side trees. However, there are other holes such as 5 that are beautiful. For the price, I would definitely play this during the weekdays. However, for the weekend rate, I would prefer somewhere closer to me. The pace of play today was slow, but this was my first time playing here. This chip, all I wanted to do was hit the ball and not chunk it, and actually did that. And can I finish this off on a high note? And bang, what a way to end it. As you watch my playing partners finish up, I would overall give this a 7.8, mainly on affordability. If you made it this far, hit that like button and let me know where you want to see next. Until next time, Deuces.